Going on? It is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? Today is Wednesday. Today is February 12th. I hope that you are having an amazing day. I hope that you are getting through this Wednesday on a positive note, and I appreciate you guys, as usual, being here on the program. We start out talking about the Alabama basketball team that defeated Texas last night, and now it's set up for Alabama and Auburn to tangle at Coleman Coliseum this coming Saturday, a battle of number one versus number two. I guess you still call it the Iron Bowl. I saw that Michael Casagrande of AL.com was looking for a different name for the game. I don't know. I thought that was kind of a good question. I mean, this is like where we're going right now with Alabama basketball is a place that we've never been before. Coach Nate Oates, following the game last night, said, we'll figure out who the best team in the country is on Saturday. Of course, the season isn't over on Saturday. But, man, it is just so amazing. And I continue to try to give flowers as many times as possible to Coach Nate Oates. I know it's Alabama Football on YouTube, but damn, like this guy, what he's been able to do in such a short stretch of Alabama basketball, he has brought Alabama basketball to the pinnacle of where it's at. And, you know, you saw glimpses of it early on, and this whole blue-collar mentality, I think, fits perfectly in line with the mentality of people from Alabama, because Alabama, I think in general, is a state that flourishes off hard work, right? There's no shortcut to getting the results that you want. There's no shortcut to greatness. Hard work, brick by brick, is a method to success. And Nate Oates has continued to do that. He's recruiting at an elite level. He works at transfer portal at an elite level. The X's and O's is amazing. His assistant coach will go on to be other head coaches. I mean, this guy, the first thing about Nate Oates that really caught my attention was the fact that he read every single book and kind of listened to everything that there was to listen on Coach Saban. And the thing about it is when we had Coach Saban, even me, as a small itty-bitty content creator, right? I even got stuff from Coach Saban. You'd be stupid not to. Like the knowledge that he was just giving to everybody and how it was impacting your life, whether you were a coach, a small content creator like me, or somebody else in the coaching world, man, that guy has wisdom and knowledge, and we are just so blessed to be able to have some of that. And Nate Oates has taken that and taken this Alabama basketball team to where it is today. It just blows my mind, and I'm so happy, man. I've had a chance to meet Nate Oates a couple times. And the guy is he's a humble cat, right? He understands job's not finished. Nothing was won from last night's game against Texas. Nothing will be won ultimately from the game against Auburn in this round one of, they're going to play again in March. And they'll probably play in April too. Who knows? They'll probably play for the Natty. I don't know. I just want to continue to give flowers where it's due, why people can still get him, because Nate Oates, I don't know what his future aspirations are, where he's at, but he seems really good with where his feet are at. He coaches at such an elite level. You know what? I get it. We're still trying to get comfortable with Coach Kalen DeBoer. He's going to find himself this coming year, and he's added on some components that we're going to talk about continuing on this season. But for losing Coach Saban and how impactful it was, damn, we got Nate Oates. And Nate Oates is a hell of a basketball coach, and he understands, I think, the psychological disposition, how to coach these guys to ultimately bring Alabama a national championship. It's crazy to talk about. I can't even believe that Alabama made the Final Four. Those are the standards that we want here. And I say it all the time, people love Alabama basketball here. They do. They love their team. So, man, I just wanted to start out by saying that because, damn, man, this guy has coached up this team, and I get it. This roster from head to toe, they're phenomenal. I love the roster. I love the different matchups. I mean, this guy right here, Mark Sears is having one hell of a year. So last night in basketball, right, Alabama defeats Texas by a score of 103-80. Jaren Stevenson, a sophomore. I appreciate you guys catching that. If you guys are fan funders, I had a video go out this morning. I said he was a freshman. He's a sophomore. All right. Pours in 22 points last night, 7 to 8 from the field. And I was looking at a couple stats that stood out to me last night, 5 takeaways from Alabama's win over Texas. This is crazy. Stay with me right here, okay? All right. Jaren Stevenson scores 22. There's one. The team shot 65% from the field in the first half on the road. They went to Arkansas, then they went right to Texas. Didn't even come back home, right? Go to Austin and shoot 65% from the field. This is mind-blowing what I'm about to say. And this is, I feel, watching Alabama basketball this season, I feel like their three-pointers haven't been what they've been in the past in terms of like the overall production. It kind of seems here and there. In Austin, they shot 17 three-pointers. Like 17? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. And then another 17, right? This is crazy to me. This team has scored 100 points 17 times this year. Like what? 17 times. That's the great thing about Alabama basketball. It is so entertaining to watch every single time they step on the court. It is. And I feel that from like the charity stripe, this team's been fantastic, right? 18-20 last night from the free throw line. So Alabama basketball moves to 21-3. The schedule is crazy that they've played. Hardest schedule, probably the hardest schedule they've ever played. 10-1 in conference, and now setting up a mega matchup with the Auburn Tigers on Saturday. Shit, we might have a watch party here on Saturday or do like post game or something. That is the biggest show in town. Yeah, Yellow inside the comment box saying averaging 90 points per game. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. Woo. All right. So just, look, I wanted to start out just talking about the basketball team. I love watching these guys. You know who my favorite player is? Mo Diabate. What did he pour in last night? He had 13 last night. In 16 minutes. It's crazy. And I think my second, so if I had to rank my favorite players, I go Mo Diabate, then Chris Youngblood. Man, holy hell. That dude's crazy. He's so good. This team is just pick your guy. But look at this back end stretch that Alabama's about to start out with. This is harder than winning the whole tournament. Look at this. Auburn, Missouri, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Florida, Auburn. And then you have the SEC tournament. Oh, my goodness. Larry Large, what's up, man? Nicole, I see you inside the comment box. Michael, what's going on, man? Max Tooney, my boy. Jimmy Williams. Drez, what's up? Jarvis, what's up, man? Checkmate's in. Show 44 up in the house as well. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Wednesday in February, we're getting through it. We'll get you to spring football. I don't even know when I don't think the Alabama football official has announced when spring football will start. I can't wait. It seems like sometimes crossing January and February is a little bit of a stretch. It's like the Sahara Desert for a content creator. Misha, what's up? It's me, Marvin. Good morning. J.A. Kelly, man. What's up, J.A. Kelly? J. Kelly, inside the comment box. This guy's look, true fans. J.A. Kelly is a true fan. This guy is on our Facebook page, Alabama Crimson Tide on Facebook or whatever it's called. I think you could just search it, Alabama football on YouTube on Facebook. But J.A. Kelly's there, man. He's one of our main supporters on there. So Saturday is coming up, man. It's going to be, and the thing about it is, look, say what you want about Bruce Pearl. People have different opinions about him. He's a good basketball coach, an elite basketball coach, okay? And I say this to say this. Nate Oates has had the best of Bruce Pearl, right? Like head-to-head. Jarvis, give me the head-to-head comparison between Coach Oates and Pearl. Yeah, Michael, and that's the if you wanted to nitpick at this team, and not even nitpick, just be realistic about Alabama basketball, and maybe something that could derail these guys is the amount of turnovers. They're a turnover machine. Just kind of like Alabama football had so many penalties during this past season. Alabama basketball, turnovers all the time, every game, tons. It's really strange. Steve Taylor, what's up, man? Roll Tide to you. Bruce Williams. I thought it was Bruce Willis. Crimson Angel saying horns down. But other than that, it's just, I mean, the thing that I love about the team is the depth. They are so deep. It's wild. All right, so that's our Alabama basketball cut. We love our basketball team. Todd Tipton is saying, I think Oates is 7-3 versus slime ball. Yeah, people they think Bruce Pearl's slimy. and that's the thing. It's me, Marvin. The beauty about watching Alabama basketball is how fast and up-tempo they go. Like, they don't mess around. They are going to the basket. They are taking shots. They are scoring points. 17 times this season, they've scored over 100 points. Just absolutely phenomenal number right there. All right. Before we get to kind of the meat of our show, we'll be talking about the quarterbacks. It'll be similar to what we did yesterday with our coaching breakdown. We'll talk about each of the quarterbacks. I'll ask you for some feedback inside the comment box about the 3 quarterbacks that are on the roster. But I saw this. I think we might have to go full screen to see this. Let's see. So this graphic was cut by Rivals.com. I friends at Rivals.com. You know, I worked at Rivals for like 15 years. I love working for Rivals. They were cool. Good people. But they say this is top 10 highest paid coaches in college football. So let's look at this real quick. Kirby Smart, $13.2 million. My goodness. Ryan, we're getting closer and closer to these coaches making like $20 million per year. Ryan Day inks a new deal for $12.5. You got Dabo Swinney making $11.5 at Clemson. Steve Sarkisian, right, making $10.9. Kalen DeBoer making $10.2. Lincoln Riley, $10.1. Bill Belichick, welcome to college football, making a cool $10 million. Mike Norvell making $10 million. Brian Kelly making $9.9. Lane Kiffin, $9. And then Marcus Freeman there at the bottom, tied with Lane Kiffin, making $9. Man, who's being overpaid in that list? And is there anyone there being overpaid? I guess maybe, shoot. Lincoln Riley's making 10. And Bill Belichick, that name carries a lot of weight. Mike Norvell making 10. Didn't Mike Norvell have to give back like half of his salary or something like that? Can you imagine that? Hey, we're going to have you give back half your salary to NIL. But I think Lincoln Riley and probably Mike Norvell are probably the overpaid guys. LSU is always going to pay their coach at a very high level. Lane Kiffin, I continue to say that Lane Kiffin has outgrown Ole Miss, excuse me. But they're still getting paid $9 million. And Marcus Freeman, shoot, how old is that guy? Already making $9 million? Damn. How much? So yesterday, the Ohio State defensive coordinator that is now going to Penn State, he's making $4 million, right? I think that's what someone said inside the comment box. What do you think that Ryan Grubb is going to get paid? And I say this, and someone was like, we shouldn't talk about what these guys are getting paid. It's public knowledge. Like, because Alabama is a public university, like, you could just look up what these guys are being paid. And I think it's interesting to see how much universities are paying their coaches as well as paying their players now, right? Which will start probably on July 1st. But how much do you think Grubb is going to get paid here? And you have Nick Sheridan, who is making 1.1. Surely, is he going to make that much for just quarterbacks? I think Grubb is going to be saying, yeah, Todd, I think that I'm kind of more with Jarvis here. I think it's probably like 2.7, 2.8 or something like that. Yeah. I would imagine it's like 2.8. I think Steve Sarkisian was like 2 million, 2.1. So I don't know. My point is, like, that's the competitive level to get somebody of that caliber as the offensive coordinator, to get him from the NFL to come over here. Oh, interesting. Todd is saying he's still getting paid by Seattle this year too. Yeah, maybe, and I could see that. Maybe they do that, right? Broden, what's up, man? Broden Curry inside the comment box. Man, these guys, it's amazing to see how much these guys are getting paid. And then the players, too. Like NIL, there was an article by On3 that just came out and said that players were asking for, like, land as part of, like, their NIL packages. Private planes. Shoot. On an NIL note, too, I just got a press release. The New Way podcast, Ryan Williams and Jalen Mbakwe, it will partner up with Bomb Hours, the Victory Grill here in Tuscaloosa. So that's pretty cool. Look, the things that they're doing with that podcast are really cool. I mean, Ryan Williams certainly has the personality for it. And then Bomb Hours is great. Their wings are fantastic. They're like 6 wings is enough at Bomb Hours. All right, Alabama, the official account, released these on its social media account. So it's defensive players in the weight room, fourth quarter program, fully go, right? So the players, let's see if we can get this. So up here, this is Quay Rusa. I mean, who's not excited about him coming back, right? You have Tim Keenan coming back. I don't know, like, you guys know, and probably some of the SEC schools, but this guy, man, I don't, if James Smith isn't one of, like, the breakout players on defense, this guy might be one of the best players on defense. I know that's a lot to say, considering, like, Deontay Lawson will be healthy coming back, but I don't know. Quay Rusa, this dude he's a monster. Him and like James Smith, those guys coming back. Look at this guy. These are the type of eyes that you want. Down here is Tim Keenan, one of my favorite players. Keon Sabb. This will be a great comeback story. It looks like I mean, you can only see, upper body. You can't see if he has a, brace on or whatever. I would imagine that he's 100% back for the springtime, which would be great because you have Keon Sabb and Bray Hubbard working next to each other at the safety spot, right? And then you have LT Overton. Damn, I mean, he might be the best player on the defense. And then Jordan Renaud right here. And then I just threw in this wasn't part of the sequence, but I just had a photo of David Ballou, so I threw this photo in as well. So these are all courtesy of the University of Alabama. So if you don't follow the account, I think they have like 1.5 million followers. Follow their social media account. But I don't know. You can tell a lot by people's expressions, and from what I'm seeing on each of these guys, I don't know. It looks like I want to see, like, it looks like I want to see this. All right. So the meat of our show is talking about the quarterbacks today, and we start out talking about, let's call it the projected starter, Ty Simpson. You could have your own projected starter, but I think the way that I go about this is the greater majority of us inside the comment box, we've given feedback, we've read articles inside the comment box, or we've read articles from like ESPN or On3 or 24/7, whatever, projecting Ty Simpson be the starting quarterback. It's only February. But let's talk about Ty Simpson right here. Let me ask you, inside the comment box, what is your confidence level in Ty Simpson going into this season? On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your confidence level in Ty Simpson? 6'2", 215 pounds. He's played in 16 games. Former 5-star. All right, Rich B early in with the 8. And I think we have to be, the way that we're looking at this is we're realistic. Look, this guy's played in 16 games, and there's 4 games that I look at with Ty Simpson. 4 games, okay? I look at the game that he managed against South Florida for whatever reason, and some good feedback coming in. So mostly over, yeah. So it looks like, I don't know, the average could be 7.5, maybe 8. So the first game when I think about Ty Simpson is the game against South Florida, right? A couple years ago. For whatever reason, we don't really think about that game. Maybe because that game sucks so much. I don't know. But like, he came in and got the job done. He definitely helped Alabama win that game. I thought they might lose that game. That game was going off. That game was terrible. It was kind of like the Michigan game. Everything was going wrong. South Florida was having momentum, right? Randy inside the comment box. Kyle, I get the sense you don't want Ty to be the starter. No. That's not the case. I think that I just want the best quarterback to play. And I believe Coach Kalen DeBoer will do that this season, following a season where, and I don't know, who knows if he had second thoughts about pulling Milroe at any point in time. I don't know. But this is probably the best quarterback competition that we've had at Alabama since I've covered the team in the last 8 seasons, right? But I think about the South Florida game where he came in and managed that game. And then, you know what? Later in that year, I think about the game against Kentucky. Go back and, if you have free time or whatever, go back and watch Alabama versus Kentucky and spotlight Ty Simpson. He came in and he had some really good throws. Small opportunities, but he still did a good job. The other game I think about is the Wisconsin game. What was interesting about that game is when people were like griping about this whole intermediate passing area, he was really efficient, and he ironically was connecting with Caleb Odom, who is no longer here. He did a really good job kind of working the field. And then the last game I think about, and I have a fan funder video talking about this particular play, 2 plays that stood out to me, was the game against Mercer. Who remembers this play? It was a 3rd and 15. Pocket collapses, right? We talk about this play. He shakes down, sets his feet, throws it to Josh Cuevas, right? We've talked about it a couple times. I was thinking about it. Following a couple of the incredible plays by Ryan Williams and maybe a couple other plays that I can't think of right now, that was probably one of the most athletic plays that we've seen by anyone on the offense, to be honest. I don't care if it's against Mercer. I don't care who it's against. Like, having that playmaking ability, that showed you a lot. And there was a play before that in the 3rd quarter where it was a 3rd and 11, and he escapes pressure, and he runs for 12 yards. Now, we've seen him. He's done really good in the spring as well. He's had some really great spring performances. Very live arm. He's thrown some dimes. He's ran for like a 45-yard touchdown. So that's why I listed, people forget he's a former 5-star, and he's super athletic. The guy can run. He can move, man. Jarvis with the 10 spot inside the comment box. Bruce Pearl is 3-6 versus Nate Oates. Nate Oates has a 71% win percentage, whereas Bruce Pearl has a 67 win percentage. This is good on Saturday. Bama number 1 in the coaches poll. Auburn number 1 in the AP. Game is Saturday in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, between Alabama and Auburn. Man, epic showdown. They've never been 1-2. Never played like this. This is like, I know. I can't wait to get to Saturday. How are we going to get to Saturday? So he's the projected starter by like ESPN, people who like directly talk to Alabama football. We'll see how it goes. I think we all appreciate the loyalty. We appreciate his demeanor. The guy's classy dude, seems like a humble cat. Haven't really had a chance to really hear him speak to the media, but he checks all those boxes. And if he's the guy, then let's roll with Ty. And Byron's asking, can he take hits in the SEC? Can any of these guys take hits in the SEC? Because nobody's built like Jalen Milroe. Milroe could take how many sacks? How many times was Milroe sacked during his career? Over 60? Milroe never stood down. That guy bounced back up every single time. 44 sacks. What not this season, but the last season, guy got up every single time. All right, next quarterback. Austin Mack. I wanted to say, like, what is your confidence level? But you haven't really seen him. So I'm trying to phrase it like, like, what's your curiosity level? Like, do you think, let me just ask you this. We'll do this yes or no, okay? Yes or no. This one will be yes or no, not 1 to 10. Do you think at some point during his career that Austin Mack will be the starter for Alabama football? Yes or no? I know it's a tough question to answer. Yes or no, do you think at some point during his career here, Austin Mack will be the starting quarterback for Alabama? Yes or no? It's a hard question. I don't even know how to answer it. Because everybody knows about the next quarterback I'm about to talk about, and you're like, well, that's going to be the guy for multiple years. I don't know. So do you think that Austin Mack at some point in time will be the starter for Alabama football? No. Okay. 2 no's, 1 yes. Seems like the majority is going to say no. There's some yeses coming in. Rich B's like, damn sure not. So mostly no. It'd probably be like 70, 80% no. Well, let's talk about him just a little bit. So he's a redshirt freshman right now, so he'll be, when the season starts, he'll be a redshirt sophomore. 6'6", 236 pounds. I want to say that he's 6'7". I actually didn't know he was 236 pounds. That's a big boy. You would imagine that he could probably, pop up from some of those quarterback sacks. The other thing that I don't really know about him is his overall athleticism. And I don't know how I saw, of course, watched his highlight tape and seen, the small footage that Alabama has sent out. But I don't know how athletic he is. Like, if he had to pick up, 7 yards, can he pick up 10? Could he run for, a 30-yard touchdown? I don't know. The only opportunity that we saw him was against, I know, Steve, I've heard the same thing. I heard he's actually closer to 6'8". And so we get to see him against Mercer. You remember this, right? We got to see a ton of quarterbacks. Every quarterback played against Mercer last year. But he comes in, 2 of 3, 39 yards. He threw a 31-yard touchdown to Rico Scott. Ty Simpson hasn't thrown a touchdown. Does throwing a touchdown mean he's better than Ty Simpson? No. But it happened. It was like a 2nd and 15, I think. And what makes it more interesting to talk about is it was a 31-yard touchdown, good ball placement. Rico Scott makes a really good catch. But the ball had wobble on it. So that makes us question it. But the pass was a dime, but it had a little bit of wobble on it. Kevin Lynch inside the comment box saying, in my opinion, Kyle, he's seemingly too good for them not to play him. That was a nice pass. And that's when kind of Rico Scott, got his. I'm a huge Rico Scott fan. Someone was like, why you like Rico Scott so much? I'm like, dude, the guy's a baller. I thought he played really well against Michigan. Max is saying it's easy to catch with a little extra wobble. I don't know. The other thing is about Austin Mack is he was recruited specifically by Coach Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb, right? And probably Sheridan. So this was a guy that they felt could operate their system. Ty Simpson wasn't recruited from those guys. He's learned their system after being a year within their system. But this guy was specifically tailored and recruited to be under Coach Kalen DeBoer's and Ryan Grubb's system, right? Those are facts. All right. The next quarterback that we're talking about is Keelan Russell. Now, I'm going to ask you this, and it should be pretty easy. What's your excitement level to have Keelan Russell on board, early enrolled, and have a quarterback like this on the roster on a scale of 1 to 10? It should be 10. You know, over the years, we've covered plenty of 5 stars, more than I could name. And all of them have had so much hype to some degree. But I think it's clear that Keelan Russell has the most excitement from the fans that we've seen since I've covered the team. And that's piggybacking right off a year of Ryan Williams. So, whether you want to say, I think Bryce Underwood finished out number 1 in the 2025 rankings. 1 or 2, who gives a damn? This guy, this was the home run from Coach Kalen DeBoer and his staff to be able to get him in the summertime, right? And that's when you started to have all these other recruits want to sign on with Alabama as well, or at least commit during that summertime. He's already enrolled. And when I was watching his film, he's completely different than any of the other quarterbacks that Alabama's had. I say that frequently. He works the pocket very well, keeps his eyes downfield, has an amazing arm, deep ball accuracy. He can run. He's not like it's interesting because he's not like one of these like dual threat guys. Like, he's certainly pass first, but he can run. And the honest to goodness comparison is Jaden Daniels, 1,000,000%. I see kind of like Michael Penix Jr. and Jaden Daniels. I know Michael Penix Jr. is a left-handed quarterback, but yeah. So there you go, Jarvis, saying the highest rated recruit ever at Alabama. That's crazy, right? And that's what's exciting about getting him after Alabama had a quarterback like Jalen Milroe. Because Alabama fans want a quarterback who can operate the offense at a high level, be able to go through their progressions, and we feel it's going to be this guy. So that's why our excitement level is so high about Keelan Russell. And I don't know. Let me ask you. Just we do this all the time, but let's get an updated kind of look at it. Do you feel that Keelan Russell, yes or no, at some point this coming season, like when we actually start playing games, at some point during the season, that he will be the starting quarterback? And look, he might not be. We've seen this before too. I feel that while the quarterback competition is very tight, it is also very similar to what 2020 when Mac Jones was about to be the quarterback, similar to Ty, and you had Bryce Young come in. It's very similar. And Mac Jones worked that offense like we never seen before. So love Bama saying yes in terms of Keelan Russell being the quarterback at some point. Kevin is saying no. And look, we'll have to get through this together, but I feel that if he doesn't start against Florida State or he doesn't start this year, I don't think that's a knock on him as a player at all. I think that just tells us that things are going really well with Ty Simpson. And that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with development. And unfortunately, we're in a world of college football where if you're not starting right now It doesn't mean you're not getting developed. It means like just go somewhere else, instantly somewhere else. So I don't think it would be a huge blow if he doesn't start. I'm not going to be like, oh my goodness, he was so overrated. That doesn't mean that means that things are really working with Ty Simpson, or I don't know, maybe Austin Mack comes in and starts slicing fools up. I don't know. And I would definitely say agree with you, Jarvis, inside the comment box, that the one thing about him is he does need to add that weight. But I would like Alabama football is amazing. They will have him set up on a diet that has him perfectly right. Like he'd probably be 200 pounds by the start of the season, right? But it is exciting to see Keelan Russell here. Messiah for life. What's up, man? I see you inside the comment box. Argo inside the comment box is saying that he's going with Austin Mack. So we'll see what happens with the quarterback competition. 1 second. Let me go. The dogs are barking at the door. Let me go get I'll show you Pearl real quick and we'll continue. Hold on. They're like scratching on the door. Hold on. All right. Sorry, the dogs are going crazy. This is Pearl. So, as you guys know, she was in the Birmingham hospital for about 9 days at the emergency center. We almost lost her. She's doing much better. This is my ride or die. So this is Pearl. And then, so look, no muscle, right? Skinny. And here's my big girl. Here's my 35-pound Frenchie. She's the 5-star. Look at this. She's a tank. All right. The dogs wanted to be, you know how they are. Ugh. Man. So the thing about it is the quarterback competition is a healthy thing. And I wouldn't get caught up with who's taking reps as a first team starter during the spring football period. I would definitely look at it as you have these guys here. It's a great quarterback room. 3 quarterbacks I think is totally sufficient. And you know, people seem to be excited about Nick Sheridan just working with the quarterbacks. I don't know. I'm willing to give it another year and to see how kind of the development works. And also what Ryan Grubb does with the quarterbacks too. I mean, there was a recent interview, I think that was again by On 3, where Keelan Russell was talking about what Ryan Grubb did specifically with Michael Penix and called it legendary. Man, that season that he had was phenomenal in 2023. And you think about Michael Penix's career, the guy developed into the quarterback that, the Falcons have a good one, right? JTL, what's up, man? Doe Dallas, what's up? I think he'll be as good as advertised too. I just think we have to be patient and wait for his time. Just like Jalen Hurts says, when it's your time, it's your time. I'm still happy about Jalen Hurts winning the Super Bowl. I love that. I'm not going to lie. I love that dude. That stoic personality that he has, man, I'm all for it. Love Tua as well. Love Mac Jones as well. Bryce Young as well. Right? All those quarterbacks. And Milroe, man, the way that he represented himself, I mean, we have our take on his play, but I mean, as a person, love the dude. I saw him. It seems like he's going to go to the Steelers. It seems like the Steelers are really hot over him, and it seems like the Steelers, now that they don't have Russell Wilson, I think that Steelers sound like a really good fit for him. Who knows? But that's your quarterback preview. So, look, now let me ask you this on kind of like an overview. Talking about the quarterbacks, what is your, in terms of the talent that Alabama has within its quarterback room, okay? Scale of 1 to 10, because you could look at it a couple different ways. Like if I was to ask you about experience, they don't have any experience, really. Like the experience is kind of mid for this quarterback room. Ty Simpson, he's played 16 games, never started, right? JTL, so JTL is an Alabama fan, but we love him inside the comment box as well. He's saying, my thing is y'all have a big problem at quarterback, and I would be worried, Kyle, not joking. See, I don't think so. We have an Oregon fan inside. What's up? Y'all in the dark ages now? Man, I hope not. So let me ask you this overall. Like with the overall skill within Alabama's quarterback room, add the quarterbacks together, right? The room. And we'll do this with every single position when we talk about them. What would you say the overall talent is of the room right now, today? A scale of 1 to 10. Is it like 10, elite? This is the best quarterback room Alabama's ever had. 7, you're like, all right, we got the pieces. Got to see how they perform. 5, you're like, nah, this shit about to be the dark ages. Or you're like 2, JTL, you're just like, I'm hating. 8.66. Oh, I love you guys are getting specific too. 8.66, 9.5, 8. Wow, high. Yeah. I was going to say probably like 7.5. Javion, what's up, man? Thomas is saying 5. Lil Ye saying 8. These are high. Kenny Pickett got a ring before. Yeah, that's wild. So look, the talent's there, the experience is not. And you only get experience by playing in the games. And that's when we get our experience. The great thing is you get Ryan Grubb in. It's year 2 under Coach Kalen DeBoer. And it's a favorable schedule, I would say, to start out the season. Although that first game against Florida State does make me a little bit nervous. Just because I feel like Alabama didn't play on the road well last year, but last year doesn't equal this year. I don't know. Andre, what's up, man? And I don't know. I feel that 3 quarterbacks is enough, but Andre brings up a good point. It's a long season. It's a gauntlet of a year. 1 quarterback goes down, 2 quarterbacks left. Is that enough? Do you need another quarterback to come in, even if they're not going to be like the starter, but just kind of like a reserve transfer quarterback? I don't know. Now you have me thinking. See, Jarvis, I think so, man. I think Florida State will be much improved. They still have pride in performance. They want to get back to, I guess, where they were a couple years ago. Alabama would be that win that would catapult them in the right trajectory to be like relevant again. Oh, Rich B, I'm not mad about that at all. Jalen Mbakwe as an emergency quarterback. Oh my goodness, that you want to break the internet? Have Jalen Mbakwe throw a touchdown pass to Ryan Williams. That'd be crazy. I hope they put that in like the playbook somehow. That's my prediction. My prediction is this year that Jalen Mbakwe will throw a touchdown pass to Ryan Williams. All right, fam. Well, that is your Wednesday show. I appreciate you guys being so I appreciate you guys for being on the show. I also have a Patreon channel. If you want to check it out, I'll pin it inside the comment box. It's just another way to support the product here on Bama Football on YouTube. But I appreciate you guys being here. And my opening about the basketball team, I mean it. I love what Nate Oates has been able to do for Alabama basketball fans, and for the players on that roster. I mean, they have a hell of a coach. I'm just be where your feet are at and just enjoy what is happening, because Nate Oates, I don't know what the future of Nate Oates is. Hopefully he'll be here forever, but damn, man, like this is the guy that still carries that weight of the coach that, I don't know, still just, it seems like he has a little Saban in him, and I'm not mad about that at all. Have a blessed day. Be good people. Enjoy your time. As news happens, I got you covered right here on Bama Football on YouTube. These are also uploaded on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Okay, I might recut the quarterback talk and upload it as well. We'll see how it goes. Have a beautiful day. I appreciate you guys for watching, and thank you so much. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. See you, fam.